All right, everybody, we are on to the last question in this lesson 22.4, and it's kind of going to put everything together that we've talked about in all three of those first situations. So we're going to look at numbers 1, 2, and 3 together in this video. In this one, a popular band is trying to raise at least $20,000 for charity by holding multiple concerts at a park. It plans to sell tickets at $25 each. So I've got $25 per ticket. For each 2-hour concert, the band would need to pay the park $1,250 in fees for the security, cleaning, and traffic services. So that's a fee. That's not something that that's not money they're making. That's money they have to pay. The band needs to find the combinations of number of tickets sold. So they are defining what your variables are. So tickets sold is T and number of concerts held is C. Write an inequality to represent the constraints in this situation. So I know that tickets is T. So T is equal to tickets. C is equal to concerts. And if you take a look at the graph, they are telling you on the x-axis, right over here, they're putting tickets on the x-axis. So it might be important to remember that tickets is representing x and concerts is on the y-axis. So concerts is representing the y. So there's two ways you can write this inequality. So it's $25 per ticket. Now I'm not going to write plus because it's a fee. They have to pay them $1,250 for every concert they hold. So I'm going to write this as minus $1,250 per concert. Now I want to make $20,000, and this is important, at least $20,000. So that means you can do 20,000 or you can go above it. So I want this equation or this situation to be greater than or equal to $20,000. And remember who they put on the x-axis and the y-axis, so you can actually rewrite this as 25. Try that again. 25x minus 1250y has to be greater than or equal to $20,000. Now, part 2 is going to say go ahead and graph our solutions to the inequality. So we kind of got to set up our line, and we got to figure out which boundary do we want to shade. So don't forget, one of the big points of this lesson is that the easiest way to graph your line when you do not have it in y equals mx plus b form is to actually find the intercepts. So x is representing tickets, and y represents concerts. So boom, boom. This is kind of tricky though, because if I don't sell any tickets, then my y-intercept is all the way down there at 0 or even in the negative. So let's figure out how many tickets exactly do I need to sell to make $20,000. So if I have $20,000 and I divide that by 25, that means I need to sell 800 tickets. So if I have 800 tickets here, if I sell 800 tickets and I have not even held the concert yet, so I'm going to call the concert 0, then I already have a point that I can plot here. So over here at 5, 6, 7, 8, so going by hundreds, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's actually my starting point, because that means my y-intercept is all the way down here, and I don't necessarily want to find the y-intercept because I can't graph it. So I'm just going to focus on the x-intercept here. And let's go ahead and notice that they're counting the y's by 2. So let's say I hold 2 concerts. Well, if I hold 2 concerts and it costs me $1,250, that's $2,500 that I'm going to owe somebody. So I need to make enough money to pay them. Plus, I also want to get $20,000 as my goal. at least 20,000. So that's important, that 22,500. That's how much I need to actually get in ticket prices. So I'm going to take 22,500 and divide that by 25. $25 a ticket. I need to sell 900 tickets. If I sell 900 tickets and I hold 2 concerts, I've made $20,000. So let's go to 900 tickets and 2 concerts. And because this is a line, you probably see the pattern here. We're going to go up by 2 on the Y, and we're going to go up by 100 on the X. So there's 1,004. So 1,004, and we'll just continue it on. So before I draw my line, you got to ask yourself, should I make it a dashed or a solid line? Is this a strict inequality, or can I actually equal that $20,000? And because I have the line underneath the inequality symbol and it says that I want to make at least $20,000, I'm going to go ahead and make this a solid line. We'll start here and we'll go on. So we've got our couple points down. We got our line formed. We know it's a solid line. And we're going to call this region 1 and region 2. So do I want the combinations in region 1 or do I want the points in region 2? Let's go ahead and test somebody. Let's test the point. I'm thinking I want to be more than $20,000, so I'm going to test points higher over here. Or actually, why don't we just use some logic? Let's look at the point 0, 0, right? If I hold 0 concerts and I sell 0 tickets, I am not making any money. So that means since 0, 0 is in region 1, that everybody in region 2 must be my solutions. So everybody over here will give me at least $20,000 or more. And don't forget, we want the guys on the line too, because that means that they're going to give us exactly $20,000. So we've got that. Number 2, we've got it graphed. Number 3, name 2 possible combinations of numbers of tickets sold and number of concerts held that would allow the band to meet its goal. Pick anybody over in that blue region. So let's go ahead and do 1,504. 1,500 tickets and 4 concerts. Let's test it. So at $25, we've got 1,500 tickets sold minus 1,250 per concert. There's 4 of them. Let's figure out that math. So that's 37,500 minus $5,000 in fees, and that's going to give me a profit of $32,500 profit. So really anybody in that blue region. So if I were to pick another one, let's do 2,000 tickets sold and 14. 2,000 tickets sold and 14 concerts. And I'll leave the math to you to double check it if you want, but safe to say anybody sitting in that region is going to work.